So, The Haunting of Bly Manor was by far one of my most anticipated upcoming shows, which of course is great, but it also really did dump a whole lot of pressure on it, and I think a lot of that pressure comes from it being an anthology show. The Haunting of Hill House was, and still is, a major favorite of mine, and I totally fell in love with the Crane family. So, while I was very happy to find out that Mike Flanagan was going to get to continue this series, that first news admittedly also came with a major but. I want the Cranes back, not necessarily a new group of characters. So, the first two episodes of Bly Manor are very, very good, but I do have to admit that that longing for the Cranes took a tiny bit to wear off. The thing is, though, once the cast of Bly really clicked for me, it did wind up becoming a whole new ensemble of characters for me to be equally as obsessed with. It is loosely based on The Turn of the Screw by Henry James, and Bly Manor brings back Victoria Pedretti. This time she plays Dani Clayton, a young woman from the US who moves to the UK and winds up being hired as a nanny, or an au pair, for two young kids who just lost their parents and they're living on the Bly estate. This one is just a huge emotional workout for everyone involved. Pedretti is wildly impressive yet again, especially when it comes to capturing the hurt and terror that Dani is experiencing without ever completely losing her determination and her genuine love for these kids. And really, all of the Hill House returnees are excellent in this. Henry Thomas and Oliver Jackson-Cohen, of course, but the one I want to give a really big shout out to right now is Kate Siegel. What she's challenged to do in Bly Manor was something that I wasn't quite sure was gonna work, but it wound up being one of the elements of the show that I think might be weighing on my mind especially heavy right now. As for the newcomers, I think this entire ensemble is just phenomenal. They all deserve the fame and notoriety that the Hill House cast got when that show first debuted. Tania Miller plays Hannah Gross, the Bly housekeeper, and what screen presence there. And also, Hannah is a character struggling with so much inner turmoil, and you can really feel just the ache that she's struggling with, the way that Miller portrays it. Rahul Kohli is wildly charming as Owen, the Bly cook. Tahirah Sharif manages to spark more understanding than what I was ready for, given the decisions that her character makes. And I do have to say, Amelia Eve might have been the one who wound up being the one who kind of ran away with the show. Truly, again, every single character here has a full arc and made a huge impression, but there's something about the way that Eve's character, Jamie, processes everything that I just found personally left me with the most to hold on to and carry with me going forward. And also the young stars this time around, Amelie Smith and Benjamin Evan Ainsworth, you are really not ready for how good these two are in these roles. This story asks a lot of them, and they managed to really knock a very complicated situation out of the park. And all of this A+ work extends to every single department on the show, too. The production design is stunning and also filled with valuable information and telling details, and the same could be said for the costume work, too. The score is phenomenal, especially that theme that I'm never going to get out of my head now, and I also have to applaud the directing team here, too. I like that Hill House was kind of Flanagan's baby. He directed every single episode, and pretty much every shot was directed with such purpose, and I feel like that was a big reason why Hill House is as engaging as it is. But you know what? Bly does have that same quality, and in this case, I actually think it might have benefited the story more to let certain episodes have more of a unique, ethereal expressivity to them. I'm gonna give The Haunting of Bly Manor 4.5 Deweys out of 5 on the Dewey Dessa movie scale. This is one of the best ghost stories I've ever seen. I became deeply attached to this cast of characters. I was scared for them often, and I've become borderline obsessed with the sense of hope, actually, that the show left me with, even as it pertains to the darker parts of human existence. I'm not going to tell you how many times I've watched Bly straight through already, but I will tell you that I'll probably keep rewatching the show because it really is excellent and moved me quite a bit. So there you guys go. Those are my thoughts on The Haunting of Bly Manor. Those were my non-spoiler thoughts, though, and let me tell you, I am beyond excited to get into some spoiler details on this one, and we are going to do that on The Witching Hour, so do keep an eye out for that episode coming your way very soon. For all of you out there, when you watch The Haunting of Bly Manor on Netflix, do hit the comment section below. Tell me what you think of the show right there. Big thanks to everybody watching this review right now. Stay tuned, because I'm going to have more for you real soon.